Hello, hi.
Hi. Hello.
Just me again.
No, I think Angel's here too. Yeah. Maybe waiting to connect. So we'll see. Angel, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Glad to have you here. How are you guys doing?
Good. I hope that my internet will be better today because my boss changed. And yeah, I think now it's good.
Okay, good. So hopefully we should have be able to hear you more clearly and see you today. Hi, Angel. Good to see you. Hello. So nice to see you. How you guys doing this week? How are things going? Is everybody doing okay?
Yes. We are
Yeah.
okay.
Good. Glad to hear it. How about classes? How are classes going?
But I have a question about the journals. We must be one or two.
It depends on the week. If you had an in-class writing for the week, then I only assigned one journal. If there was no in-class writing, then I had two journals for you to do. The reason I did that is because this is what I would normally do if we have face-to-face class. If we have face-to-face class, usually there's a journal both days, Tuesday and Thursday. The only exception to this is when we have an in-class writing. The in-class writing takes the whole class period, so we don't have time to do a journal. So usually on the weeks when there's an in-class writing, when it's face-to-face class, I only have assigned one journal for that week. So I did the same thing when you had an in-class writing to do on your own. I only assigned one journal. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay.
Yep. What is the correct pronunciation for the last topic from the unit number 5? It is time, shifts, and tense, time. I don't know, something.
In grammar for writing?
Yeah, no, in grammar for writing, the unit number 5 page.
Time shifts and tenses.
Time shifts and tense.
Yeah, and tenses. Yeah. So time shift just means change. So time shift is time change, going past to present, present to future.
I'm looking for maybe something like jump, but no, literally jump and then
to jump.
But no.
Kind of, but it's
something like changing or rolling.
Kind of like that. So basically it just means it's like, or it's kind of like a transition. When you transition from one time period to another one. So for example, if I'm telling a story about the past, I'm using past tense verbs and talking about the past, but then if all of a sudden I want to mention something that's going on today, I'll use a time signal, just like we use time signals to change from other signal words to change when we use however to change to something that's opposite, or we use for example to change to a specific example. I can use time words like nowadays or last week to change from one time to the other time. That's the whole idea with time shifts.
There a specific order to change? For example, you must be changed in order like past, present, future, or you can say
not necessarily. It depends on what you're it depends on what you're writing about. There's no specific order. The only requirement is really just that you signal to your reader that you give them a clue. Say, hey, now I'm changing. You can change, I can change from present to past or present to future. I can change from past to future or past to present or whatever. It doesn't matter. But just so long as I give my readers a clue. Like, for example, let's say I was telling a story about one time when I was in college, I didn't study for a test. I decided that it was better to go out and party. I thought that I could just show up and take the test, but when I took the test, I didn't pass. In the future, I will learn my lesson and I will study harder for the next exam. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can jump around, but the important thing is that I used a clue, right? I said in the future, or I said when I was in college, so that you guys know which time period I'm talking about.
Hi.
We had an extra student there, I think. Hi, sweetheart.
Hi.
My helper.
In English.
Good. So cute. So any other questions that you guys have about the materials from this week? We have time shift tenses and essays that we're working on this week. How is that going so far?
I can't find for preparing for exam.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. I noticed that today, and if you look on Blackboard, it's up there now. Yep, you're absolutely right. But I fixed that, and it should be all the way down at the bottom of the folder with the answer key. Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Other questions that you guys have?
What happened with makeup quiz that we do?
You know, the score,
So far?
the score for the makeup quiz, it's updated in, the score is updated in your last grade. So I did grade them, and I took whichever score was higher. What I could do, I'm not exactly sure how to do this though. I might be able to scan them and then somehow upload them to Blackboard. I'm just not exactly sure how to do it. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't check the last one, so I'm going to check, but I think it's too much scan all of quizzes. I'm
sorry, say one more time.
I think that is too much for you scan all of quizzes for us.
It would take a lot of time. No doubt. And I'm not sure how to upload them to Blackboard. So I did grade them. Overall, the scores were much better. In general, most of the students did better. Actually, I think everybody did at least a point better. So everybody's score, I think, went up at least a little bit. Some people went up quite a lot from their from the first score on that quiz. Okay. Those grades are updated. I'm just not sure how exactly to get you feedback on those grades. If I can figure out how to do it and it doesn't take too long, then I'll go ahead and get those uploaded, but I'm just not sure how to do that. Technology, it's great, but it's a little confusing too, and it's all very new, I think, for a lot of us. Okay. Other questions that you have?
Next year in Harper will be the same studying like now, or no?
For the summer, yes. Yeah, summer classes are all online. They will be something that's called asynchronous. I'll type that in the chat. Asynchronous. And basically what that means is that means that you don't have to be there at the same time as everybody else. Synchronous would be everybody at the same time together. Asynchronous means whenever you want to. So online classes are going to be kind of more like what I have set up now, where you work at your own pace, you access the materials when you have time, and you submit them when you have time. Usually the teacher will set a deadline, a date that you have to have everything finished by, but generally there probably won't be face-to-face classes. Teachers might set up office hours online for when students have questions. So they might use meetings like Zoom or like Blackboard Collaborate or something like that, Google Classroom, something for just office hours for question time. But I don't think there will be any class lectures or anything like that that will be required for students. Our administrators, our bosses, told us that we have to have everything be so that students can work at their own pace with online classes. For the fall, we don't know. I haven't heard anything, one way or another. I have not heard. So I hope we're back face to face in the fall if it's safe. I think a lot of it depends on how things go in the summer. I don't think that Harper would make a decision on that right now. I think they're going to probably wait to see if everything's kind of going down and the numbers are going down and it seems safer. I do think things will maybe different when we come back. I don't think we can have students, some classes are packed full. Yeah, every chair filled, students right next to each other. We may have fewer students in a classroom so that we can spread out a little bit more. We may be required to wear masks when we come to class. I have no idea. I have no idea how it's going to work. So they've already made the decision for summer that all summer classes are online only. But for fall, they have not made any decision yet. But I know it's tough. It's just not the same as face-to-face classes. It's not the same for me. I know it's not the same for you guys.
Yes.
I miss you guys like you wouldn't believe. But
we too.
yeah, I think it's, it's better than not doing anything at all.
Yes.
So if you're thinking about taking summer classes, I hope they're going to be a little bit better this time, just because teachers have more time to prepare, more time to think about how to design the class online, how to make it work a little bit better. I think a lot of us teachers were working quickly to kind of fix all of our materials and change everything so that it was something that worked online. And I know I have made mistakes, things that I would change for the next semester if we have to do it online again. But so I would, if you were already thinking about taking a summer class, probably go ahead and take it anyway. If anything, just because we might be at home all summer, so you don't want to be too bored. But yeah, so summer online for sure, fall, no announcement yet. Okay.
Okay.
Other questions? How are your essays going? I saw some of your outlines. If you posted an outline, I think I looked at them maybe Monday or Tuesday. If you had posted an outline by then, I got you some feedback. So I think generally the outlines look good. One thing that I want to warn everybody about is that be careful that in your body paragraphs, your topic sentence for your body paragraphs, some of you had topic sentences that were a little too similar. So for example, let's say that I'm writing, I know I always use this example, but dogs are a good pet. Okay, so if I'm writing my essay about why dogs are a good pet, and one of my reasons is that a dog is very protective, okay? Then I write another reason that says a dog, it will keep you active. And then I write a third reason that says a dog is good for security, okay? Do you guys see what the problem is there, maybe?
Security and first the same, yeah?
Yeah, right? So if I said a dog is very protective and I say a dog is good for security, those paragraphs are going to be really similar. right? I'm going to
Mhm.
have maybe some differences, but overall, the two paragraphs are going to be kind of repeating the same kind of information.
Mhm.
So that was something that I noticed in some of the outlines that I looked at earlier this week. So just look at your own outline. If you submitted it to me, then I already probably made that feedback if I noticed that. But if you did not submit the outline to me, take a look at that before you submit the first draft of your essay for that's due this coming Tuesday. Okay.
Mhm. Okay.
Any other questions? Okay. Okay, short meeting tonight. Okay. So we'll have another meeting again, same time, same place next Thursday. The information will stay the same. I just have a repeating meeting that's set up, so it'll be the same link again for next Thursday. If you have any questions, you think of anything, if it's a general question, you can post to the discussion board. If it's something specific about your grades or your assignments, then you can send me an email and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Okay.
Mhm.
All right, guys, it's so good to see your faces. I miss you. Okay.
I
We
remember
miss you too.
something.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
If I call to Harper College, there's someone for respond my call because
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm going to need my something that say that I take the credits for the class, and I don't know how get the information because I need
yeah,
something like.
there are a few people still at Harper. There should be somebody to answer the phone, I think. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. So good to see you. Stay healthy, stay safe. Okay. I'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.